Hi there, teens. It's Jackie from the Marengo-Union Library, here to show you how to make our craft for November, which is going to be a leaf wreath. Now, what we're going to do to make the leaves is we're going to use old book pages, which we'll put in your kit for you, along with some paint and the instruction sheet and some templates. Now, you can use these templates. These are some ideas of what you can use for leaves, or you can even just do it freehand. So the first thing you're going to do is, actually got two choices. You can take your template and trace around there on the book page, and then after you've done that, then you're going to paint the book page, okay? Or you can do what I did to make a bunch of leaves at one time, is I traced it around and cut out several pages at a time, and then I painted my leaves separately. So it depends how much cutting you want to do. But if you do it this way, which is to cut it like in bulk, you maybe take a few pages here, and you want to use a marker, a Sharpie marker. And you want to make sure that you put your template on so that you have some of the writing or the printing of your book on there. Okay, now see, I've made the shape of my leaf, okay? So then if I want, I can cut this all out and I'll have numerous leaves, okay? So that gives you lots of leaves at one time, which is cool. But then you take another step. You've got to go back and draw the lines on your leaves. So it depends how you want to do it. So this is one way, if you don't want to do a whole lot of cutting, okay? And now I have numerous leaves. But then you need to go back and draw like the veins on your leaves individually. So that's one option. The other option is to take your template, and where's my template? Here's my template, and you put it over a page in the book like this, okay? And just like we did before, we trace it out. You'll have maple leaves in there, I think, and a whole bunch of different leaves, and you'll have an acorn in there, shape, a template. But you can certainly do this freehand if you want. Okay, so I did my one leaf here, and there we go. Okay, and then I cut that, I just tear it out of the book, or I'm not sure if the pages are separate or if they're a clunk of a book, or a chunk of a book. Okay, so once I've done that, either way, you want to paint it next, and you want to take water and dilute your paint down because you want it to be really, really kind of transparent so that you can see the words. So I'm going to take my brush, and either way you're going to do this, okay? And I'm going to paint my leaf. And as you can see, you can still see the words behind the paint. And I'm going to use multiple colors just because leaves are all different colors this time of year, aren't they? Some still have some green on them. And if you do it this way, if you just paint it, trace out your template and then paint it, and then let it dry and then cut it out, you don't have to be quite as neat. Okay? All right, so I'm going to let that dry and then come back to that. Now, for this one here, this is the one here that I kind of traced around and did the whole chunk of leaves. And for that, I went back and, before I painted it, I went ahead and put the veins for the leaf on there, as you can see. So you'd have to do that for each one then if you want. So, it's up to you, whichever way you want to do it. I know you'll figure it out because you are super smart. So I guess it depends if you want to spend time coloring, painting, and outlining, or if you want to do this on individual. See, I'm doing is I'm going back on the leaves I cut out in bulk, and see, I did an outline, but I did the outline with some edge of the book sticking out, okay, because you want it to stand out. See how that, you can see that the leaves, they pop, don't they? So, I've got a leaf here that's dry. Oops, gotta put the top back on my marker. And I have my glue stick somewhere. Oh, there's my glue stick. Okay, so actually this dries pretty quickly, so I can go ahead and finish cutting this out. Now, we've done a lot of things with paint this year, and we found that actually the paint really turns out nicely if you water it down. I mean, if you have watercolors at home, you can certainly use that. Or you can use the paint that we give you and then just make your own watercolors by painting it, or I'm sorry, thinning it out with the water. That kind of makes the paint kind of transparent. Plus, by watering down the paint dries super quick. Okay, I just painted this and now it's dry. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so you can see I've got the outline, but I kind of cut around to leave some of the edge around the outline. And then I'm going to glue that onto my wreath. There we go. And you can do it whatever way you want to do it. For whatever reason, I really like doing oak leaves. Not sure why, but I do. And let's see, we got another one here. Oops, another oak leaf. I can't remember what kind of leaf this is. I don't think I wrote it down, but you can probably look it up and figure out what it is. So I'm going to go back and draw my outline on there. And then after I've done that, like I said, you can paint these all at the same time, but I'm just trying to show you for the video. Now I've used a brush to do this, but you can also use a Q-tip too, especially when you're doing your acorns. See, I've got my acorn here. Let that dry. Okay, so for my acorn, again, I'm going to use my marker to draw a little bit of an outline so that it stands out, so you can see the shape of the acorn. Even though it'll be colored, it still looks really cool, I think, to have the marker outline on that. Okay. Can you see that? See, I took the acorn shape, and I've got little acorns here. See, if you could just paint this acorn, or you can have an outline and then paint it. So either way, I think it looks really cool having the outline. So I'm going to finish gluing these on, and we're going to see how this looks. Just make sure your paint is dry first, otherwise you will get paint on your fingers. Oops. Have fun with the colors. Again, if you look outside, you look at the leaves and stuff like that, they're all different colors, aren't they? It'd be nice to use real leaves on this craft, you know. Just go outside and get leaves, but as you might have noticed, the leaves, when they first fall from the tree, they're nice and green or orange or red, and they're real soft, but then pretty soon they dry out, don't they, because they don't have any source of water anymore. Except there's a lot of oak leaves on my wreath. I think I just like oak. I think my oak are so strong, isn't it? Now this wreath you probably will want to hang inside, just because Otherwise, it will fall apart in the rain or the moisture. Okay, so I've got my other leaf here, but I didn't realize now I did not do the veins on my leaf. So I'm going to go back now and do the veins on my leaf. Okay. And I'm going to glue it on. Oops. Stuck to my finger there. You can put as many leaves as you want. I can find my acorn that I just did. Oh, here's another leaf. I can put the other leaf on, then I'll go back. Actually, I found if you put the leaves on first and then go back, and where there's holes, you can fill the acorns in. Oh, there's my acorn. 2 acorns here. So now I can go back and put my acorn on there to kind of fill in where there's cardboard, because if you don't really want the cardboard showing, so you can either overlap your leaves so there's no cardboard showing, or you can use the acorns. So acorn there in between. Okay, I've got a few more leaves to put on here. All right, here's my maple leaf. Again, I cut it out in bulk and then went back and traced around there. And now I'm going to draw my veins on there. Oops, down. Okay, my marker stopped working. So I will find my other marker, maybe. Here we go, found my other marker. You can do the marking of the veins before or after you paint. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that the paint is dry, otherwise your marker won't quite work, as mine stopped working. All right, see? Okay, and then now I'm going to go back and do my colors. Now you can also use a Q-tip if you want to paint. Yeah. I'm gonna make this multicolor. I always think of these leaves as being green, but then as soon as they fall off the tree, they're no longer green. So like I said, it depends. You can go ahead and trace them on your pages of the book and then paint them. Or you can cut them out, like a lot of them at one time. You just kind of hold the pages together and just kind of cut around there. And you can also use funky scissors if you have funky scissors at home. And I want to show you my funky scissors. Oops, can't find my funky scissors. Anyways, they got like edges on them. And then that's how I made that pretty border around there. I think this needs some more color. Let's see, what other color can I put in this? It's got, there we go. Now we try to pick books that were not offensive. So perhaps as you're painting or cutting out your leaves, you want to just make sure that there's nothing, any words on the page that you wouldn't want other people to see. So. I know you're almost adults, so it won't bother you, but you know, someone looking at the wreath, they might be offended. We don't want that to happen. We want people to appreciate your art. And that question, that's all right. Oop, that one there I forgot to paint. Oh, silly me. Let's see. This is very relaxed and a lot of fun. Probably want to paint the side. This one here doesn't have that many words on there, but this one here, this one side does. So perhaps paint whatever side has the most text on there, okay? So make your colors kind of blend in together because that's how the leaves look naturally. Oops, I think I need some orange for this one too. Let me get some orange. All right, see, and then we're going to put that one on there too, and I'll put a ribbon in your kit also. So if you want to have your, if you want to hang it from a ribbon, you can. I just must really be blind today. Oh, there's my ribbon. Okay, and remember the wreath already comes with a pop top in there. So you go ahead and put your ribbon in there if you want, or you can just put a nail on the wall. And voila, just put the ribbon in there, tie a little knot, and you have a very, very pretty decoration. All right, there you go. Isn't that cool looking? See, I'll hold it a little closer for you so you can see. Although you can see I forgot this one here, I got the veins on there, but I forgot to paint it before I glued it on. But no worries, I can go ahead and do that again afterwards. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead and you can request a kit. Just give us a call or register online. Thanks so much, and happy Thanksgiving. Bye.